Human rights belong to every human being. They are inalienable, indivisible, and interrelated rights. Right to work, to food, to health, to education, to social security, to housing.
Equality, participation.
What systems support human rights? National and international laws recognize and guarantee human rights and create legal obligations for sovereign states, including
the duty to take all measures within their reach to respect, protect, and fulfill human rights.
How can financial regulation support human rights? And what can states do? States can ensure that banks in bankruptcy can be wound down without adding risks for the rest of society, thereby protecting funds assigned to schools, hospitals, water infrastructures, and the poor, so they do not get diverted to pay for bank bailouts.
States can make sure that people and corporations pay taxes equitably and in proportion to their ability to pay, make public financial resources available to meet states' commitments to human rights.
States can stop excessive speculation for purely financial gain from driving up and distorting prices of essential food staples that people need in order to keep from going hungry.
States can implement macroeconomic policies that expand the economy, create jobs, and better distribute income.
They can provide incentives to banks to encourage financial activities to fall in line with protection of human rights, refrain from financing projects that will violate human rights.
States can create accountability mechanisms to protect the public from financial sector human rights infringements.
They can keep institutions that intermediate savings and credit, but are not banks, from taking advantage of lighter regimes to ignore or abuse human rights. What can we do? By working together across states and ideologies, we can uphold human rights by changing our financial systems, by helping people and communities to organize, network, and build platforms. We can strengthen the impact of their voices on how governments and companies deal with finance.
Documenting and compiling incidents where the financial sector is complicit in human rights abuses, and designing proposals for human rights-oriented regulation at the national and international level.
By working with human rights monitoring mechanisms to secure rulings, we can apply human rights to the activity of financial companies and their state regulators.
We can further develop existing standards that advocates in different countries can invoke and use to demand accountability.
We can develop and promote educational materials for human rights advocates, prosecute cases of human rights abuses brought on by the financial sector before national courts and international human rights bodies, present human rights-based arguments to the forums that dictate financial regulation,
promote public debate, and use the United Nations and other international forums to stir public opinion through discussions of financial regulation and human rights issues.
By putting human rights at the center of financial sector activity, we can improve equality, justice, and solidarity, not just for a day or a week, but for generations to come.